Hello there, welcome to the Football Bloc. My name is Brandon, and today I'm going to do a group stage prediction for the 2021 Copa America. If that sounds interesting, let's hop right into it.
One step beyond.
So today I'm going to do my group stage predictions for the 2021 Copa America. And as you can see here on my screen, I found a website where you can actually do both Group A and Group B and fill out the scores for every single game, and then it'll calculate right here who will go through to the knockout stage. Now, obviously, both Qatar and Australia, the two invited teams, have pulled out, unfortunately, because the tournament had to be rescheduled because coronavirus. So as you can see, there's only 10 teams and only one team in each group, and 2 teams overall will be eliminated in the group stage, which is a very strange format for a tournament, but obviously under unforeseen circumstances. So let's start off with Group A, and the first game here is Brazil versus Venezuela. And Venezuela aren't a bad team. Historically, though, they're the worst team in South America, but they have a talented squad right now. Maybe not as good as, say, in 2019, but obviously, this is Brazil we're talking. I think they're going to win the entire tournament, but they're more pragmatic and more defensive as of late, so I think they'll actually win 2-0. I don't think Venezuela is going to really trouble them. Brazil's not going to blow them away or anything. Now we have Colombia versus Ecuador. Now, Colombia are a team who initially I thought were going to be really bad at this tournament, just because they were supposed to host the tournament and then it got stripped away from them. James is injured. They sacked their manager. They weren't doing good at the qualifiers, but their last 2 World Cup qualifiers, they actually played some pretty good football. So I still think they had defensive frailties, but their attack is really good. So I think they're actually going to win 3-2 over Ecuador, and this Ecuadorian team I think is a very underrated team. They have a talented squad of young players who aren't really that well known outside of South America. I think they're going to do good at this tournament, but their opening match, I think they'll come close, but they won't be able to overcome Colombia. Now on to the third match here. We have Colombia versus Venezuela, and I think Colombia will overcome Venezuela 2-1. Colombia will be the better team, but Venezuela won't be pushovers or anything like that. Now on to Peru versus Brazil. Now, as sad as it is to say, I think Peru is going to have a really bad tournament. I just, their squad is old. They don't even have Paulo Guerrero anymore. The coach, he seems like he's trying to do too much with this squad of players who are either too old or have no experience at all. This team has overachieved in the past. They've done great things up until this point, but I think this is where we're really going to start to see a decline. And I think in their opening match, Brazil is going to blow out Peru 4-0. Now on to Venezuela versus Ecuador. I think Ecuador will tie with Venezuela 2-2. I think this will be a very exciting and fun game to watch. And here we go. Colombia versus Peru. Colombia actually just beat Peru 3-0 in qualifiers a few days ago, and I think we'll have a similar score. I think Peru might get a goal back, but it'll still be a comfortable win for Colombia. Now on to Ecuador versus Peru. Again, I think Ecuador will beat Peru 3-1, similar scoreline. Ecuador don't have as much experience as Colombia, but I still think they'll overcome Peru pretty easily. Now on to Colombia versus Brazil. I think this will be a tight match, a very fun match to watch, and because it's both the best teams in the group. But I think Brazil will come out on top. Their win won't really be in doubt. They'll win 1-0, probably score 1 goal, and that'll pretty much be it. On to Ecuador versus Brazil. I think it's going to be the same exact repeat of that. I think Brazil they'll just need to score 1 goal, and that's pretty much it. They'll just wrap it up right there. Ecuador will do their best, but Brazil is just far too talented and far too experienced. And now on to the final match in this group. I think Venezuela will overcome Peru. I think it'll be pretty close. I don't think Venezuela will blow them out like other teams have, but unfortunately, I don't think that Peru will be able to get anything out of this game. Now on to calculates. So this is the final standing for the group. We have Brazil, Colombia, and Ecuador. Venezuela going through in that order, with Peru unfortunately finishing last. Now on to Group B, we have Argentina, Bolivia, Chile, and Paraguay. I think the first match, which will be a very exciting match to watch, I think Argentina will overcome Chile 2-1. Now this Argentina team, they play some really good football. The squad isn't as talented as years past, and they do have some defensive frailties, but they found a stable system that works, and they play some good football. Chile, on the other hand, I don't know. They still have the usual suspects are still there. Alexis Sanchez, Arturo Vidal, Gary Medel, Claudio Bravo, but kind of like Peru, they are starting to age. This is a Chilean team that's achieved a lot, but I don't think it's at crisis mode like Peru. So I don't think they'll have a terrible tournament, but I don't think they're going to come close to winning it as they have in the past. So from there, we have Paraguay versus Bolivia. Now, this Bolivian team, probably on paper the weakest team in the tournament, but they've actually been playing some decent football in the qualifiers, and I don't really think they'll do much in this tournament, but I don't think they'll be complete pushovers like they were last time around. Paraguay have a pretty average squad. They have some good players, a lot of unknown players. I think they'll overcome Bolivia 2-1. I think this will be a very close game. Now, on from there, we have Chile versus Bolivia. I think this will be a similar type of game, same score, 2-1. I think Chile will do just enough to beat Bolivia. They have the better squad, but Bolivia will take the game to them. Now, Argentina versus Uruguay. I think that this game will actually end up as a 0-0 draw. Uruguay have probably the most organized team besides Brazil in the Copa America. But they're very, very conservative, sometimes too pragmatic, too defensive, and that holds them back sometimes. I think in this match, they'll probably just batten down the hatches and not let Argentina attack, because Argentina is more of an attacking side. So as a result, I don't think Argentina will score, but I don't think Uruguay will score either, and it'll be 0-0. And on from there, we have Uruguay versus Chile. Now, I think that Uruguay will just sneak out a win here. I think it'll be 1-0. Chile won't really trouble Uruguay that much, but Uruguay will be really defensive. They don't want to get tagged on the break, because Chile has, quick, or maybe not quick anymore, but very talented technical players like Alexis Sanchez who can open up your defense. Now, on from there, Argentina versus Paraguay. I don't know. I think Argentina is going to slip up in this one, and they're going to tie 1-1. Now, that's the problem with this Argentinian side. They attack, but they attack a lot, but they're not as clinical, and sometimes their defense slips up sometimes, and I think Paraguay is like that banana skin type of team that could really tag you when you're not looking. So, on from there, I think we have Bolivia versus Uruguay. Now, I think this will be a pretty comfortable win. I think Bolivia will get a goal. I think Marcelo Martins has been pretty good in the qualifiers. I think he's going to actually have a good Copa America, as he usually does. But I think he'll probably score. He'll definitely be Bolivia's main goal threat, and I think he'll probably get a goal here, but Uruguay will comfortably win 3-1. Now, from there, we have Chile versus Paraguay. Now, I actually think Paraguay is going to sneak a win here. I think Chile, again, with their aging squad, they're nowhere near as consistent as they used to be, and Paraguay are kind of a sneaky team. You don't really know what to expect for them. I think they'll come away with a win in this one, actually. Now, Argentina versus Bolivia, I think this is towards the end of the group stage. I think Argentina will start to find their groove more. Messi will probably be pulling the strings from midfield, and I think they're going to win 3-0 over Bolivia. They're just going to wipe the floor with Bolivia. It's going to be a statement win as they go into the knockout stages. And for the final match of Group B, Uruguay versus Paraguay, I think Uruguay will win 2-0. Comfortable win from Paraguay. Not really much to talk about there. Now, if we press the calculate button here, this will be the final standing. We have Uruguay, Argentina, Paraguay, Chile, and Bolivia in that order, with Bolivia being the team that doesn't make it to the knockout rounds. Now, from there, we have our knockout stage set up. I'm not going to do a prediction past this point with, until it gets to that point in the actual tournament in real life. Once we get the actual quarterfinals, then I'll do a prediction with the teams that actually make it there. But anyway, this is it. I think, in my prediction for the overall tournament, I said Brazil and Uruguay will make it to the final. I think Argentina and Ecuador will do good. I think Colombia will do good as well, but I think they won't make it to the semis. Same with teams like Paraguay or Chile or something like that. So anyway, that's pretty much it for today. If you like this kind of video, make sure you let us know in the comments below. Make sure to like and subscribe. Post your own predictions in the comments below. So anyway, this has been the Summer Football Fest. My name is Brandon. Thank you very much for watching. Hope you guys have a nice night.
One step beyond.